Welcome to this explainer. Today we are diving into something pretty incredible, a massive, unified library of technical and academic knowledge. And we're talking about fields that are literally shaping our world right now. Let's take a look at how this whole ecosystem of information is actually put together.
So think about this for a second. Where can you find high-quality books on artificial intelligence, computer science, trading, cybersecurity, and research methodology, all written by the exact same author? Seriously. Usually, you've got to piece together your education from, dozens of different voices, which can honestly feel pretty disjointed. But today, we're unpacking a really unique single-author library that's designed to bridge all these complex disciplines seamlessly.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll meet the author. Then, explore a universe of topics, discuss why books still matter, look at practical applications, and finally, accessing the global library. Section 1. Meet the author. Introducing Professor Salahddine Krit. Now, when you're sourcing technical information, authority absolutely matters, right? Professor Krit isn't just a casual writer. He's a university professor, an international researcher, and an IEEE senior member. That means his work is validated at the absolute highest levels of professional engineering. Plus, being a prolific scientific author and a dedicated tech educator, he's basically uniquely positioned to not just grasp this really complex material, but to actually teach it effectively to the rest of us.
And his core mission is pretty simple: making advanced knowledge accessible to everyone. I love this because it adds a real human, purpose-driven element to a super rigorous academic background. It's not about keeping high-level tech concepts locked away in some ivory tower. No, it's about breaking them down into structured formats so you can actually use them in the real world.
Let's move to our next section and see how this builds a universe of topics, mapping the knowledge domains.
You really have to see the sheer scope of this library. It brilliantly maps these huge knowledge domains directly to the ambitious professionals who actually need them. For instance, AI enthusiasts and engineers get dedicated texts on machine learning and generative AI. Software developers can dive deep into computer science and programming. If you're a cyber professional, there are robust resources on network security. He even has specific guides on financial markets for traders, sitting right alongside crucial research methodology guides for master's and PhD students. It's literally a complete, self-contained ecosystem.
But here's the kicker. The library doesn't just stop at pure coding or theory. It expands outward into digital skills, digital entrepreneurship, and innovation. And that's absolutely crucial because, as we all know, understanding the tech is really only half the battle these days. You also need those digital transformation skills to build businesses, lead teams, and actually innovate in today's fast-paced entrepreneurial landscape.
Now, what's really interesting about this next slide is how we navigate all this. Section 3. Why books still matter in the AI era.
Look, we all know AI generation is fantastic for what it does. It's super fast, gives you quick answers, and is great for a surface-level overview. But books provide deep learning, highly structured knowledge, reliable references, and rock-solid academic credibility. The thing to remember here is that they aren't mutually exclusive. They're totally complementary. You might fire up an AI platform to get a quick summary, sure, but you're going to use a comprehensive book to actually build the critical thinking required to become a true expert.
And that dynamic right there is what defines true long-term expertise. We're talking about the sustained, deep comprehension and critical thinking skills that you can only really build through reading structured, academically credible texts. An algorithm can easily spit out a snippet of code, right? But reading a structured book gives you the architectural mindset to know why that code works, how to secure it, and how to scale it. That's a level of credibility that automated tools simply cannot replace.
So the crucial point is how we actually use this stuff. Section 4. Practical application. How students and professionals can use these books.
If we trace the life cycle of a learner, it's pretty amazing how these books fit in. It starts with using these highly structured texts to prepare for university exams. Then, as you advance, they become the reliable references you need for writing dissertations and serious academic research. Once you're out in the field, they're literally the blueprints for building tangible AI and cybersecurity projects. They guide you toward those rigorous professional certifications, and ultimately they form the absolute bedrock of continuous, lifelong learning. Basically, they function as your daily professional tools.
Next up, accessing the global library. Official platforms for Professor Krit's books.
Because the ultimate goal here is global accessibility, distribution spans the major retail giants you already know and trust. We're talking Amazon, Amazon France for our Francophone learners, Google Books for instant digital access, and Barnes & Noble.
This ensures widespread international availability right at your fingertips.
Now, depending on your region, or maybe if you're just looking for used or specific editions, there are plenty of alternative platforms too. Titles are readily available on ThriftBooks, Adlibris, Awesome Books, Bookscouter, and both eBay and eBay France. So this flexibility ensures that no matter where you are or how you prefer to source your reading material, there is absolutely an avenue open to you.
And finally, for those of you who might prefer specialized academic publishers or direct access platforms, this massive distribution network also includes Nor Publishing, More Books, White Rain Bookhouse, Africa Vivre, and Payhip. This multi-platform approach completely guarantees widespread availability, getting this knowledge straight into the hands of students and professionals all over the map.
Moving to our final section, Future Vision, a commitment to lifelong learning. As we all know, technology definitely doesn't stand still, and neither does this library. A huge part of Professor Krit's vision involves providing continuous updates and future publications to keep sharing knowledge globally. As AI evolves, as cybersecurity threats shift, and as financial markets do their thing, this library is going to continue to grow right alongside them, making sure that lifelong learners everywhere always have access to the most current, rigorous standards.
I want to leave you with this thought from the author. Knowledge is the most valuable investment you can make. Every book you read expands your perspective, strengthens your skills, and brings you one step closer to excellence. In a world totally flooded with fast, surface-level AI answers, building deep, structured expertise is truly how you stand out from the crowd. You've got the map, and now you know the global platforms to access the tools. So if knowledge really is your most valuable investment, what will you read next? Dive into the library, explore the topics, and take that next big step toward excellence.